Welcome to the Dirt Life Show. This is episode 3 of Bella's Corner. I am Bella Burchard, your host, and this is my co-host,
George Hamill. Hi, guys. It's good to see everybody. Man, there's a lot of racing going on, Bella. Tons of stuff happening lately.
Yeah. So,
Baja 1000's coming up.
yeah, Baja 1000. We got series endings and championships to look forward to. So,
Well, there's only, 8 weeks for the rest of the year?
yeah.
Like, it's getting pretty close.
Like one more race in Besson Desert, I believe, and so it's getting there.
When you're a racer or when you're like an off-road person, this is the best time of the year, too. We just got done with Camp Razor.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like, everybody's, like, winding up their series championships and
Right.
stuff, dude. Like,
The ending year, new cars, new wraps, new suits.
dude.
Excited.
I'm excited for the show. Like,
Yeah, me
I
too.
feel like you're getting pretty good at this, like, podcasting thing.
Yeah. I mean, it gets a little nerve-wracking, but...
Yeah, it's a lot of work, though, right?
Right. There's a lot of work that gets put into it, but I couldn't do it without you, so...
Well, you're doing a good job. You could
Thank
definitely improve, like all of us can, like racing and life and
Right.
everything. So it's good that you have the mentality to get better.
Right.
And I think a lot of our guests have the mentality to get better too. So who do we got today?
We have George Llamoses, we have Rhowan McGrath, and we have Sara Price coming on.
That's a pretty good versatile lineup that you got there. So
Yeah.
give us a little bit of a breakdown of each of those people.
Yeah, so Sara Price is from Southern California with multiple championships on 2 and 4 wheels. She also has an X Games medalist and is currently in preparation for the Dakar Rally in January.
Yeah, she's an awesome human being too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, accomplishing a lot, so that's for sure. And George is 14 years old from Riverside, California, so everybody's pretty much from California.
Hey, all these Southern Californians, dude.
Hometown.
Where are we at?
Oh, we are at West Coast Motorsports / West Coast Racing Services. So
Yeah,
this
and
is our
then
new shop,
You can see the Deuce Deuce. Where's my finger at? You can see the Deuce Deuce right behind me.
right?
That's your brother, Big Cruz Richard.
Oh yeah.
That's his short course race car. What is that, a RS1? And then
Yes.
behind us we have, is that his car? Yeah, it's
Yes.
orange, so it's his car, right?
Yes.
And then hiding behind there, you got your 2 cars too. Huh?
Yeah, those are getting ready for the next race. But
Looks like Rhowan joined us. Sara Price just joined us. So we're going to get them on here. So as Sara, we're going to invite Sara on real quick. I just want to thank all of our sponsors. Why don't you say the first few sponsors that we have that we share?
yeah,
Go for it.
I would love to thank Motul for everything, Evo Power Sports, the best in the business, and KMC Wheels for always providing for us. Thank you.
Yeah, they've done a lot for the Dirt Life Show as well. So thank you to all those companies. Thanks to the guys over at Maxxis Tires. They have some cool stuff happening at SEMA, so go check them out if you're over in the Las Vegas area. You guys can also listen to JL Audio too. Like, follow their Instagram. They've been doing such cool stuff. We camped out with them at Camp Razor. Killer time with all those guys. Thanks to guys at Shock Therapy. Always fun hanging out with those guys as well. Thanks to guys over at Vision Canopies and Zollinger Racing Products. All right, you ready? We're going to get Sara
am.
Price on here. Going to be going up to SEMA as well.
Ooh.
There's a lot of cool stuff happening at SEMA.
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like off-road is growing because it's taking like a lot of notoriety at SEMA, which is really, really cool.
Right.
Hey guys,
Hi.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You're killing it over there. Just talking all smoothly, used to the pressure being on there.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Is this your shop?
What?
This is your shop. All
Yeah.
the cars.
Yes. Yes.
I'm obsessed
Yeah.
with shops, and we're currently building one. And
Okay.
I'm in love already with your shop. Hi guys. Hi George.
There you go. Did you see the shop?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my dream right there.
Yeah, it's a work in progress, but we're getting there. So I wanted to start off with, you have a long history of racing, and just talk about like your goal in the end, and one more thing you want to add to like the list of accomplishments that you have.
Well, yeah, I have to say, I pretty much have like a list, right? In a way, I've kind of made one over the years, and things always change. You always evolve, you always adapt, and things kind of opportunities pop up. So you end up going in different directions than you originally set out for. But the one thing at the top of my bucket list has always been Dakar. And
Okay.
this year, from 2015, I've been trying to make it happen. And this year, I'm finally like, you know what? Nothing's stopping me. I'm going if I get the support or if I don't.
Yeah.
And I put that in my head and I put my focus on, and that's exactly what I've set out to do. And it's just kind of crazy when your heart's in the right place and you really set your mind to something, to watch it unfold and actually happen is just incredible.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Actually, I have a question for Sarah, like going on that same thing. So, you kind of mentioned it, like you have to be very flexible and very like, when you're like wanting to go fulfill your dreams, you have to like ride this wave, right? And sometimes the wave changes directions, and you have to be able to adapt to those things. I think first of all, that's very cool that you're doing that because it's a difficult thing for people to do. Most of the time, they just want to follow the path, right?
Yeah.
But what does it take to do that? Do you like go a little bit backtrack a little bit? Like, do you have a vision board? Do you have a dreams? Do you have a list, and then you follow that, and then just make those adjustments as they come?
Yeah, actually, I just shared it with my good friend Cynthia yesterday. I was looking at my goals list. So I've had mental coaches, and through my whole career, I've had personal trainers on motocross, obviously, and all that stuff. So I've had a lot of guidance where I've picked and like taken things from certain people like that I really liked, and kind of came up with what works for me. But no, I actually do write it down, and I just shared it with Cynthia yesterday. My 2 years ago goals. And it's quite crazy, like to see some of them that I did already achieve. And I always put it in short term, mid-term, and long term goals. But I always know that kind of everything goes in a revolving circle. And so as long as I'm racing, I think it always is helping your goals if racing is your end dream. If something in racing is your end dream, like Dakar, right? So almost anything I've done up to this point, it was kind of like, oh, I know this is getting me at least one step closer. Like for instance, Extreme E. I'm doing Extreme E racing worldwide. Well, I'm meeting these people that could possibly get me closer to Dakar, right? So it's like you take this opportunity, make the most out of it, but then you always have that in the back of your head, kind of like, well, my end goal, like eventually years down the road, I want to go there. And then it just kind of crazy. Like when you think it, when you put it out there, it just kind of starts to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And then, like, one thing that my dad taught me, I think I might have actually said this to you before, Sarah, but is eating the elephant one bite at a time, right? Like, you can't eat a whole elephant, they're
Yeah.
massive, but you can definitely start chipping away at it. And that I feel like is one of the best pieces of advice that you pretty much were leaning on just right there and saying it in a different way.
Yeah, 100%. And one thing that I've struggled with, which is I think a lot of people who are racers, especially, we're all ADD brained out. We want to do it all. And it's so hard to say no, right? And this year and last year, I would have to say was the toughest years for me to learn that, because I really wanted to focus and make this Dakar dream happen. And so I've turned down a lot of things in order to make that happen and focus on that 100%. But then it's crazy because the moment you focus on it, like things happen. Like I've never focused 100% on UTV racing until this year. And then we go out there, get with Allsup, and it's just like absolutely killing it anywhere we go. And it's just so cool to see, because it's like, not only is it the vibes high, you have good people around you, but the results show when you're in the right spot. And that's exactly what's setting us up to be able to take on Dakar and, have the success that hopefully we're going to have there.
Bella, that's massive advice right there.
Yeah, I
Like just
know.
to like be able to focus that hard.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor says the same thing. You just have to be like just 100% laser focused
Right.
on every single task that you do to get to Dakar like her.
Yeah. I totally agree with you on like how the short-term goals like lead to the long-term goals, but you really have to have a passion for it because you won't have enough motivation to get through it. But
Exactly. I
yeah.
totally agree with you. Yeah, it's not going to be easy. And everyone's like, for instance, people look at Instagram and social media and they think everyone's life is just incredible. And it's
Yeah.
like, and it is, but doesn't mean there's not hard times. Doesn't mean there's been a lot of hard times you've gotten through to get to that point.
Right.
And then it's like, of course, you want to focus on the positives and everything, but be prepared, because it's not the ones that fall, it's the ones that get up.
Are you
Right.
talking about hard times like getting chased by ducks attacking you?
That duck died, by the way. I
No!
feel so bad. Yeah.
No!
Yeah.
What the
Everyone
heck?
wanted to tell me he died too. And I was like, thanks, I feel bad.
Oh, that's so
Died from
sad.
that incident, but he died. He was a girl this whole time. I didn't know, and I guess it might have attacked someone and they tased it or something. They think, and it had an egg stuck in it.
Oh,
And so I guess it was a girl this whole time. I was gone, so I had nothing to do with this duck tragedy. But my neighbors, the sheriff, told me about it. He said that someone took it to the vet, and
oh,
Oh
yeah,
my
so
dude,
the
way to
god.
bring it
vet.
up. Way to bring it up, George.
So Henry was a girl. Rest in peace.
Oh man.
That's
What else?
crazy.
That is crazy. What else you got, Mel?
I wanted to talk about the road to Dakar too. Like how many stages that you raced in the last rally, and kind of what was your favorite, and stuff like that. So tell us
Okay.
about that.
So Road to Dakar is kind of like a campaign that Jackson Motorsports, who they're very big with BF Goodrich, they came on to help me like campaign this whole thing. So it's a way for people to be involved in like it's a campaign that you guys go to my website, follow along. There's my hashtag, the official everything in my journey to Dakar. And in Morocco, we raced 5 days of actual racing plus prologue. And so Morocco is known to be, I guess, a lot harder than Dakar, which is, I did not know this until we got there. And then they were all saying how, yeah, road to Dakar. Oh, you can win a ride with me, by the way.
Okay.
Dude, her
It's cool.
website's good. Look
I
at
know.
look at that website's got big flex on it, dude.
Thank you. I actually been doing it myself lately. Like, I feel like I just a jack of all trades anymore.
Dude, this is what it takes to achieve your goals right there,
Yeah.
Bella. You got to be a computer
I know.
scientist
I'm
as
taking
well.
notes right now. You just can't see
I seriously
it.
don't sleep. I stay up all night and I like Google stuff.
Yeah.
Like, how do I do this? And it takes me probably a million times longer than a professional would, but at least I get it done.
Right.
But no, Morocco was crazy. It was a very challenging rally. I guess the navigation was tougher than normal because I've never raced a world stage rally, right? So this was all new to me, and it was a lot rougher than I expected. And it was long days. I would say most of the days we were anywhere from 8 to 12 hours a day in the car. So it's basically like doing the Baja 500 every single
Yeah.
day.
That's
And
wild.
yeah, but the first day we got lost a little bit, which is totally normal because we're racing using Veeps, roadworks. So
Oh
yeah,
wow.
yes, that's how we navigate. So we don't have a GPS or anything.
That's
Um,
crazy.
Yeah, so Jeremy, he absolutely killed it. And he was kind of thrown right in the deep end. And then after that, the next day, we killed it, got our first stage win, which everyone was just like, this is a fluke thing. I'm like, maybe it is. I don't know. Like,
Congratulations, by the way.
thank you. I was definitely emotional. I came back, I was like, I'm not going to cry. And then I was like, just tears everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm like, who cares? I wanted this so bad. And then we backed it up and we won the next day.
Yeah.
So it was
Well,
like, okay, this isn't a fluke thing.
can
Go
I
ahead.
say something real quick here? Because
Yeah.
like when we're just talking about the dream, the journey, like all of these things that you're putting 110% effort into, a lot of people that are successful, they talk about these same things and those emotions that you felt when you crossed the finish line. You're like, oh shit, like this is a milestone that I just achieved. And a lot of people will lose it. Like like you said, they start crying and all of a sudden, but there's a little piece that most people don't have that you do at the end. And that's keeping the excitement alive, because that piece usually falls off, and since you're able to do it, that's a massive win for you.
Aw, thank you. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I didn't want to believe it, to be honest. And so it's like the tears actually didn't totally hit until I saw like our crew there sitting there. Like I had one of my best friends for absolutely ever. She came with me to Morocco and she's my PR manager and she kind of helps me manage everything. And that's what she does full time now. So it's kind of cool like to see her progress with me. And she's been a part of my career since the start. And then I seen her and then I see Monster standing there, Monster Joe, Ricky, and then everyone's like, all our mechanics, everyone's clapping when we came in. And then I was just kind of like, oh my gosh, this is real.
Right.
This is happening. And then it's
Yeah.
like, okay, now the emotions are coming on.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's pretty incredible. And yeah, I think our first world stage rally, we got second, is just, that's incredible. Most
Right.
people don't really finish very well their first time. And that's why we wanted to go to Morocco. And so now we kind of really set the bar a little high. I'm kind of like,
Yeah.
okay, we have a lot to hold up to.
Right. Right.
But I'm excited, and it was great. We learned a lot, and me and Jeremy just work so good as a team. And he's just the nicest guy ever. Such even kill attitude, and just always just positive. And I think you're gonna have a lot of good times coming ahead for Dakar.
Well,
Yeah.
the whole Gray family, fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. And
Yeah. That's
Sadie, I love Sadie to death. You
I
know
think,
Sadie Bella?
Sadie Gray,
yeah.
Yeah.
right? I think I've talked to her maybe once. I'm not really sure, but I want her to come on the show for sure.
She's amazing. She's like, she looks like Brave, the cartoon character, because her
Yes.
hair is
Yes.
so beautiful.
Dude, it really is.
Yeah.
She makes a lot
Crazy.
of people jealous with that hair. I think she just joined us too. So hi, Sadie, if you're
Hi,
watching.
Sadie.
Hi, Sadie.
All right, what's next? Is we only got I think 3 or 4 more minutes left with Sarah.
I had a quick question. You were talking about being in the car for like 8 to 10 hours and like basically how it's like Baja races back to back to back. What was the like eating situation and drinking water and just taking care of yourself? You know,
I love
tell me that.
it. I love how you ask me this. I seriously live off fruit snacks. I love fruit snacks.
Like Gushers?
Gushers, Jeremy whipped out some Gushers, and I was like, and Sadie told me she was gonna pack them for him. And then, like, all of a sudden, he was hiding out on all these good things. Like, he seriously whipped out Gushers. He had fruit by the foot, fruit roll up. And I was like, dude, where have these
Oh
things
my
been this whole
gosh.
time?
Like halfway through the race, he's like, "Here."
100%. I had the whole time I had like Welch's and Mott's like regular fruit snacks. And
Yeah.
I'm like just chowing down over there. And then like I usually have Uncrustables, but we couldn't get those in Morocco, so it was
Yeah.
fruit snacks.
Dude, why is he got to hold out on you, Jeremy?
It
Gosh.
was
It's always
so
the
funny.
Uncrustables.
Yeah, Uncrustables are so
I know. We
off-road.
just talked about that. How like every racer, that's the thing. Uncrustables.
It really
And
is.
Dr. Pepper.
Yes, and Dr. Pepper.
Pepper, see, I do Coke when I'm racing. Like, I'll take a Coca-Cola at a pit, and it's like a whole new person. And
Yeah.
it's like, and Coke and Monster are part owners of each other. But yeah, no, I think Coca-Cola or Monster sometimes, like the zero sugar Monsters I love. But with the Uncrustable, game changer. That is, and then Advil with caffeine.
Yeah. Yeah, all
Yeah.
that stuff helps you. Like Sarah knows that stuff from like motocross because it helps thin out your blood and you can get like less tired and fatigue and stuff.
Dang,
Like
I didn't know that.
yeah, it helps the way that your body processes the oxygen and stuff, so you can even breathe better. Like yeah, it's crazy how all the science behind it. That's a good question that Bella asked though, Sarah, because Bella is always looking to improve herself too.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you know this, but she has like a year or two now with diabetes, and
Yeah.
so she's really looking to keep herself fit and to be able to do better in her racing.
Wow, yeah, that has to be that you have to manage that very well.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a process, but especially with all of racing too, like you want everything to work together. So.
Yeah, look, show her your arm.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's I don't know too much about it, but my dad has it, and so I've kind of learned through his process a little bit. But yeah, I know that you have to be super on your diet and keep your sugars very level, right?
Yeah. Yes, 100%.
But it always helps getting advice from people like you.
Yeah, 100% in
Honestly,
any aspect.
Don't be afraid to eat while you're driving. I do it. Like I seriously would be like racing sometimes, and I'm like, I like to throw in some fruit snacks or gummy bears.
You could just even eat a granola bar.
relate.
All right, let's go with one last question. Actually, you got 2 last questions. You can ask some of those.
Yeah. Okay. What has been your favorite part of the whole Dakar experience? Like overall, just.
I would have to say creating my little team within the team. So like being surrounded by the people that I've kind of accumulated and that have so much meaning in my success. Like I'm so excited for Dakar because I feel like the team I've been trying to assemble for so long is finally assembled, and that this year it's shown, and that's why, because you have good people behind you. But like having Mitchell also up there, he's going to Dakar as my mechanic.
Yeah.
And then Cynthia's going as my manager and PR person, and also having Jeremy there, and then possibly even one of my my main mentor, Emily Miller, who owns the Rebel Rally. She possibly might even be going as well. And so I'm like, kind of like, dang, like I'm gonna go on a Dakar, just feel like super safe and super
Right.
kind of like I got all my people I need here. You know, we're gonna be done.
Yeah. It's
Let's
so
see you
important
back.
having a good like foundation and a good program and everything.
Put the mic a little closer, Bill. It really is though. Like, I mean, teamwork is a dream work is kind of cliche to say, but like it literally is.
Yeah, it's true.
I totally agree with it. And like, it just always, you know, when you have good vibes around you and it just works, it's like if, for instance, how me and Mitchell work, like, since we came together and started working together, it's like I kind of pick up where he needs help, and then vice versa. He's picking up this huge load that I've always needed help to figure out and needed whatever I could get from it, you know? So now my cars are living at his place and I don't have to worry about that. I can kind of do the rest of it and then focus on that 100%. And I actually trust him 1,000,000% with my vehicles. We're like, now he doesn't even have me in the equation. Like, he doesn't even ask me questions. He's kind of like, what do you need? What do you want? Like, from this race. And then I'll write like a little list, and then he just handles it. And then
Yeah.
don't talk to him and then just show up. And it's like, okay, cool. What'd you do? I did this. Oh, cool. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
So she said the same thing a bunch of times. The word focus.
Yeah. I agree.
Oh, yeah. Didn't even realize that.
That's because
Yeah.
you have such good focus.
Yeah.
Well, Mitchell actually brought that up last time we talked. He's like, you do really well at figuring out where everyone needs to be in order to do what you need to do. And I kind of was like, it hasn't always been that way, but I've always dreamed of getting to this point, and I finally am there as of this year, I feel like.
Yeah.
Do you think, before you ask the last question, Bella, do you think that there's any advice that you can give to, like, say, Bella or some of the younger people that are trying to race and try to achieve their goals that can help them with their focus?
Um, I think look at it in what stresses you out the most that you feel like maybe isn't your expertise, right? If you're trying to be the driver and be the best driver you possibly can, what can you surround yourself by to take off the other things that necessarily don't have to do with that, that can help you? So for instance, just like Allsup, I handed him over my cars, and I kind of like 100% trust and believe in him to know that they're going to be 100% when they come to me for me to do my job. And so it's things like that. It's like handing off the PR to Cynthia when I'm at the races and me not having my phone. She handles and she makes sure everyone's updated. It's like, so then I can focus. You know, it's just all those little things you kind of like compartmentalize, I guess.
Yep, and you just break it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not having as full of a plate to handle, just focusing on the one thing you want to succeed in.
Exactly. But when racing's done, trust me, my plate's way too full.
Yeah.
Well, her plate's really full right now, too, because she's got to go to SEMA. So let's wind it up.
Yeah. Let's wrap it up with who would you like to thank? Your sponsors, anybody that supports you.
Oh boy, I honestly like I can't thank all the people that seriously stepped up to be a part of my program. And that itself is BF Goodrich. They came out of nowhere with a huge support for me to make this happen and just for by believing in me. And honestly, it's by far the best tire to go there on because you definitely don't want to be having punctures or flats.
Yeah.
Raceline wheels, Can-Am, AO coolers, which you guys gotta get some. They're the best. And Vision canopies. I know you guys threw it out there before. Vision, Kyle, absolutely amazing. I love that guy more than anything. Super ATV, Rockford Fosgate, Sparko, obviously Allsup, Jeremy, and Can-Am.
Yeah.
So
Well,
those are my main squeezes.
I was just over. We're installing a Starstream system on the Vision Canopies car for the Baja 1000. So I was with all those boys this morning.
Oh, nice. Heck yeah.
Yeah, it was cool
That's
to see
awesome.
everybody. Dude, everybody's pumped. Plus, Doug has his bachelor party starting tomorrow.
Oh, boy. So you want to know what's funny? They got engaged at RJ's River House.
Yeah.
And our property is the one right across from RJ's. So our property was in the background getting worked on. We were in a tractor running their engagement picture.
Yes.
Way to make a little sneak peek.
Way to schedule the construction work, Gary.
I was like, oh wow.
Oh, that's crazy. All right, well let's thank her and let her get off to SEMA.
Thank you so much. It has been awesome having you on here, and I've been wanting you to come on here for a while, so I'm very thankful.
Aw, thank you so much, Bella. And what's your next race?
My next race is this weekend, I believe, in Cal City. So,
Nice.
yeah,
Exciting. Well, good
should
luck.
be
Go out
fun.
there and
Thank
kill
you.
it.
Thank you so much.
Bye,
Bye,
you guys.
Sarah.
Thank you for
Bye,
having
Sarah.
me.
Yes.
Have fun.
Bye.
All right. You want to get George Llamoses on?
Yes, I do.
Let's do it. Go ahead and you can even start the intro right when he pops up. How about do that? Let's see. Let's wait. Okay,
All right.
let's go.
Hi,
Let's go.
George.
Hello, how are you
I'm
guys?
good. How are
Pretty
you?
What's up, dude?
good. Yeah, what's up, George?
Dude, your hair is looking sick.
Yeah, I think I need to cut it. It's a little too long. A little too long, yeah.
Hey, you're growing it out. It's
Yeah.
okay. So, George is 14 years old from Riverside, California. He has experience in desert and short course and championships in multiple series, including first place at the Mint 400 in the Youth 1000 class. So, congratulations, by the
Thank
way.
you, thank you. Thanks a lot, yeah. It's
Yeah,
a lot of work to just get there, yeah, but yeah, it's pretty hard to get there.
Hey,
yeah.
what's that on your hat, dude? Let's get
So
a little closer to the camera so we can see that bad boy.
Trophy Burrow?
Yeah.
Hey.
What's up, Simon?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So, I wanted to talk about kind of like growing up in the racing industry, like what type of, have you made most of your friendships in there, and like what kind of it that has it taught you so far? Just like, you know,
It's almost because
Well, I know.
it's like a life, not just
yeah,
yeah, I got you.
Yeah, no, it's basically another lifestyle, like living somewhere else. I live at my house and I live at the track, so it's basically that type. And I mean, I've made a lot of good friends at racing. It's just such a connected family at the racing scene, and yeah, you meet a lot of awesome people. And growing up, I mean, I started when I was 7. I'm now 14, so yeah, I mean, I basically grew up in the off road scene. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. No, it's crazy the amount of friendships that you make, and then you realize, like, dang, all of my friends come from racing.
Yeah,
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 is
it's
that the way you
basically like
feel?
that.
Yes. I wanted to talk about your point standings in the gas series. Congratulations, by the way. But
Thanks, yeah.
um, like, has it been a battle throughout the series, or like, has it been pretty solid for you?
It's been a huge battle. I mean, I've been shifting from second to first. I won the first gas race. We got round 2. We had a little slight mishap, but we still got some points. Round 3, we got, I'm pretty sure, third, second.
Hmm.
Round 4, round 5. Round 4, I was able to get second. Round 5, I DNF'd. And then these previous rounds from Chandler, Arizona, I got fourth and first. So basically, throughout those rounds, I've been shifting from first and second, and heading into the finals this weekend. I'm separate. Well, I'm in the lead by 1 point, so it's gonna be a pretty big battle there. So
Yeah,
yeah,
good luck to you for
Who are
sure.
you battling with?
yeah, thank you. Connor Berry. Yeah, no,
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, no, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other kids. Well, the kids and adults behind me too. So any mistake from both of us, and it could be like a 4 point, four from fourth all the way down. It could be a fight for first in the
Yeah,
championship. Yeah.
dude, that's crazy.
yeah, that's cutting it close.
Josh Caperton just joined. Hi, Josh.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about how much effort does it take for you to be able to like win races, and more specifically the time it takes for you and your family to be able to like accomplish your goals and stuff, because I know it's obviously not just you, it's your team, it's everybody around you that supports you. So, what do you guys have a game plan and how you go into the weekend, or tell us about
So
that?
So yeah, it's basically a game plan. What people don't see normally is that the week before, or even like 2 weeks before that, you're already starting in advance. You're starting to set up the car. You're starting to, I guess, wash the car from the previous race, cleaning the trailer, sorting out everything, and it's basically a game plan, like you said. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of prep that goes into it, especially more in these 1000s. You've got to check a lot more bolts, a lot more, basically of everything. So, it's a pretty big game plan. Yeah.
Yeah. Does it take out of your daily life? You go in the shop every day or stuff like
Uh,
that?
I mean, basically coming from school, I'll take, I guess, like 4 hours, maybe five, to just work on the car, just get everything set up, and then just continue tomorrow. But after those 4 hours or 5 hours, I'll just start my class, like homework or anything like that.
Hmm.
So, yeah, basically like that.
Yeah.
That's a pretty full schedule. Yeah, Simon from Trophy Bro just joined us too. So what's up, Simon?
Exactly.
That's a pretty full schedule though. So like when you think about adults, right, Bella, you think they have an 8-hour day or work
Right.
day, right? And some can come home and just chill. Some have to work with their kids. Some have to work on race cars, all this stuff. But George is learning that at a very young age, right? So you have to go to school in the morning. You have
Yeah.
to go throughout
Yep.
the whole day, and you know the same stuff too, Bella.
Yeah.
And then putting in 4 or 5 more hours worth of work. I mean, like you're already at like dinner time area right there. And if you still got anything left over, you got to eat dinner real quick and get back out in the shop. Like that's a lot of work, and you're missing some of the I don't know, playtime, so to speak, right? Like
Yeah.
sometimes you don't get to
Yeah.
celebrate with all your friends and stuff, but that's where you make friends with the races.
Right.
Yeah, basically like that. Yeah. So I mean, it does take a little bit out of the, I guess, playtime, but yeah, that's where we make friends at the track, and we do whatever we can at the track before we race.
Yeah.
Hey, so one thing I wanted to like mention was George is bilingual too.
Oh, okay.
So he can translate a lot of stuff for his parents, for his family, all that stuff. So right there, that is
A
I don't know.
great skill to have.
Yeah, because it's a feather in his cap when he wants to go get sponsors, right? Because
Right.
now he doesn't just have sponsors in the United States. He can go ask people that speak Spanish to be able to support their product because he can talk wholeheartedly about that stuff as well. So like
Right.
that's a massive I don't know what you want to call it, bonus for him.
Right. Even when you get older too, as you try to find a career and stuff like that through college and stuff, a lot of people tend to have a lot of respect for the people that do know more languages or more than one because you can communicate more and
Oh, dude, he could probably order way better tacos than we can.
Oh, definitely, 100%.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I have some connections here and there.
Look at this guy throwing out the sponsor connections for tacos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the playtime you were talking about, just that sacrificing thing that we kind of talked about with Sarah, like being able to understand, I can't go do this fun thing today because I have to do this for racing, but it all works out in the end.
Well, do you guys feel like? Well, let's ask George first, and then you can chime in too. Bella, do you guys feel like you're losing out on the friend time, or do you feel like you guys are kind of moving ahead in the direction that you want? Like, what do you think, George?
I mean, it's kind of a mix of both. Sure, you do lose some friend time, like from schools, from friends, but I mean, that's where you make it up as well at the racetrack. You make some friends over there at the track, basically. So, yeah, you lose a little bit of friend time, but you make it up with other friends at the racetrack.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
And you're focusing on other goals too. People used to always ask me that too. They're like, dude, why don't you come to this party? Like, I was racing professional dirt bikes at the time, and they're like, dude, come out, hang out, drink beers, just hang. I'm like, dude, I got some goals, man. I want to achieve this stuff. And some people feel good doing it their way, and then like I felt good doing it my way because like it was like keeping my heart whole, so to speak.
Yeah, no, yeah, I understand you basically. Yeah, yeah, you're looking to reach your goal. So, I mean, you kind of like have to zone into your goal only to like actually complete it. So, yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
That's a good thing that you know that at such a young age too, because sometimes it takes a lot of people to be more than halfway through their life and realize, oh dang, I need some goals.
Well, what was that F word that Sarah Price used? FOCUS.
FOC.
Focus.
There you go.
Me. Maybe I need to go back to school.
But that focus was exactly what George is talking about right now, and you have that focus. It's cool that you're understanding that, but does that come just from your mindset, George, or does that come from your whole family and kind of everybody together? Because your parents have probably taught you a lot of that, being grounded and kind of seeing the vision that you have.
Yeah, no, I mean, it comes from my family. I mean, my dad used to do motorcycles here and in Mexico, so he learned it as well, and he kind of passed it on to me So I mean, it's basically a family. I mean, I learned a little bit as well, but I mean, my dad brought it to me basically.
Is your dad fast?
Oh, he was pretty good at in Mexico. Yeah, he was pretty good.
Could you beat him on a dirt bike?
I don't think. So. I mean, I haven't ridden a dirt bike. Well, okay. Well, when I was young, I used to do dirt bikes.
Okay.
I never. Yeah, I had a 170, but I never used it. And yeah, I mean, I had races. I did the day in the dirt. It was for like kids, and I did that milestone next to Walker Evans. But I broke my collarbone when I was like 5 or 6, so that basically like kind of like moved me away from the bikes. And I was just kind of not doing much for like a year and a half. I mean, I did cross country,
Hmm.
but then what was it? I think it was YouTube. I found 170s racing, and I was watching with my dad, and my dad said, "If you want to do it," and I said, "Yeah, let's do it." And we grabbed the 170. It was an old carburetor. It was like the first generations of 170s. It was all carbureted. So we fixed it up, and I mean, we took it to Dirt Series,
Okay.
and we said there, yeah. I think I got third. Yeah, I was third. So yeah, from there, I mean, that's where it basically started, Glen
Yeah.
Helen.
Did you
Yeah.
like the first race in a 170? Were you just trying to send it as hard as you could?
I mean, I was trying to. It's just that I didn't know. I really didn't use my 170 that much. I mean, I used my motorcycle instead, and I mean, I never really knew the 170 at that point. I just used it on trails, like in the desert, but not like racing, like what lines to take. I mean, I was probably just taking the inside at that point,
Yeah, but
thinking that was the fastest line. But yeah,
every time I see the kids, Bill, I don't know about you, but like I always get so pumped because like you can tell that they're just so in the zone.
Yeah. 100%.
yeah, they're
Some
like
of them are focused more
focused.
than the adults are. But I think it's pretty cool, like, like looking back on all of the stuff that you have accomplished and just
Yeah.
being like, dang, this is where I started and like this is where I am now.
Yeah.
And just kind of comparing and making new goals as you get older. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, good thing I found that YouTube video. If not, I don't think I would have been where I am right now.
Yeah.
But yeah,
YouTube saves the day.
yeah. And now I'm right here. I'm talking to you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, since you talked about like the focus and all that stuff, do you have like a vision board too, like what Sarah Price was talking about, or like do you list out your goals like on a piece of paper, or like how do you do it?
Um. Well, I have my goals kind of in my mind. There's a lot of goals. I mean, ranging from desert to, I mean, pavement. There's a lot of goals out there, and I mean, you can pick and choose, but there's one goal that you're always gonna be set on, like focused on the most. And I feel like it's just moving on through my career and try to get to a rank, like a pretty high rank, just to like let my name be out there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
yeah,
totally.
yeah, like that, basically, yeah.
And
Hey,
what's
so
gonna
hold on real quick. I want to say thank you because you got talked about support and stuff. One of the
Yeah.
guys that just jumped on, his name's Cody Sanders. You know, Cody Sanders was the first co-host of the Dirt Life show.
Really?
Yeah, so I want to say thank you to him for jumping on too.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Bill.
I must have wait, I feel like I kind of forgot what I was going to say.
That's okay. You have a list right in front of you.
Oh, I do. I was going to mention that you kind of have your toes like dipped in each little thing, with like desert racing and then short course and then pavement. So like out of all those things, what do you find like most thrilling to you?
Well, I've dipped my toes a lot. I mean, I've done rally, I've done off road, I've done desert.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've kind of dipped my toes everywhere. Um, yeah, I mean, if I were to say like, if I were to focus on one thing only, I think it would just like be on desert and like go to Baja,
Okay.
at least Baja. Yeah.
Yeah. Same. But yeah, that's a pretty good goal.
Yeah, it's a pretty. I think it's a pretty good goal, and yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm out of questions, but do you got any for George?
No, I just wanted to say, like, I really appreciate him and his family, the way that they, I don't know what you want to call it, like, appreciate the races that they go to. So
Yeah.
every time I see him, he's with his family, and every time they're going through tech or whatever they're doing, if they're conversating with their friends, their family, their sponsors, whatever it is, they always have a smile on their face, and they're always looking to do better and give back. Like
Right.
that's what the whole off-road culture and well, that's what life in general needs, right?
Yeah.
And so if they can keep that going, he'll have a very, very successful career no matter how he looks at it. So I think it's fantastic that you guys are doing it that way, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think you have your
thanks
head
a lot.
in the right mindset for
Yeah.
sure.
Thank you guys. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, we're just trying to enjoy everything we can. It's pretty hard to get to every race, but here we are. We're fighting in points for a championship. We're fighting for points in the desert championship. So yeah, we're appreciating everything that we're able to do. And yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I love this community, the desert community, and the off-road community. It's just an awesome community that everybody cares about. And I mean, hopefully it grows to something like way bigger, like it explodes again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. And that's all up to you, man. All you got to do is focus and put your goals there.
Yep.
But I will say this: Connor Berry is no slouch, dude. So
Yeah, I
you're
know
gonna have
that
to
for
step
sure.
up your game,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
dude.
Yeah,
But I feel like however it goes down, you guys are both gonna win because you guys are just gonna give it your all. Like both of your families are fantastic, and you guys are just gonna go hammer down and see who the best man wins.
Yeah.
there we go. Yeah, like that. Our elbows are gonna be out there for the last rounds. But yeah, it should be a cool experience. I mean, in a sense, we're both gonna win. We've both shown a lot of work over this season. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see who's able to just get out there and get the top spot.
Yeah. Well, good luck to you. And to wrap it all up, who would you like to thank? Your sponsors, anybody that supports your program?
I got a lot of people, but especially my mom and dad and my two little brothers. They've been with me since the beginning, and without them and their support, yeah, I just wouldn't be here.
Right.
Also, all my friends at the track and at school, they just pursue me to do this, and I gotta give a huge shout out to Trophy Bro for helping me with marketing and all that. He's helped me a lot to grow my page. So
Yeah.
him for sure. God Sam Performance for the car, Walker Evans, Sparko for the awesome suits. What else?
Yeah, who designs all that stuff, dude? Because you're always looking so crispy.
Fresh.
Well, Chris from Sparko, he helps me a lot. He helps me out there, and he helps me choose the designs. But yeah, I also like I go to Sparko, and I always see these designs, and they're always so awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, me and then Chris pretty much work on the designs. So yeah, and yeah, I mean everybody that supports me, uh, they're just awesome. I mean, they're able to support my program. They're able to help me grow to like a new potential. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. And yeah, I just wouldn't be here without them.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I have one question before we get Rowan on real quick.
All right.
What's the best like battle that you've ever had on course?
I mean,
Like top of the list, dude.
I mean, basically all these races, they've been the biggest battles. I mean, Production 1000 has one of the closest battles you can get since the cars are identically the same. They're all the same weight, almost same power. So, I mean, we've had a lot of close battles, inside, outside, shoving people out. But, yeah, I think, I don't know, man. There's too much. There's too much really good battles. So I think just over the span of Production 1000, there's been a lot of good battles.
I was thinking he was gonna answer. It hasn't happened yet. It's gonna happen this weekend.
Oh, yeah. The best battle will happen this weekend.
We'll see. We'll see how it happens. We'll see what goes down.
Yeah.
All right.
Kick
Good
some
luck
butt,
to
dude.
you.
Kick some butt.
Thank you guys. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
inviting me here.
Later.
Thanks. See you guys.
All right, let's see if we can get Rowan on here real quick, and then
I really liked how he appreciated like family above everything.
yeah, like that's what I was saying. Like him and his family, like they're a very tight knit group. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
for sure.
It's super cool to see.
Hi guys.
Hi, Rowan.
How are you?
Rowan.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. So
excited.
Rowan is 17.
Okay, go for it, Bella. Let's give her an intro.
Rowan is 17 from Southern California. She has experience racing short course and is beginning her career in desert racing. So that's pretty exciting.
Very exciting.
And plus, she just plain shreds, dude.
I know. I wanted to bring something up to kind of start it because we were talking a little bit about like some of the other sports that you do that aren't racing. So I think it was lacrosse, right?
Yeah, I play girls lacrosse. I play for a club year round, and then I also play for my high school.
Okay. And then you do flag football too, right?
Yeah, girls flag football just got added to my high school as a new CIF sport.
Okay.
This is like the first year it's happening. I'm a senior, so I got lucky. Really excited. We're mid-season right now. We're going into playoffs in not this week, but next week, and hopefully we can come out with the championship.
Yeah,
Dude,
100%.
that'd be so. Dude, what's gnarlier, lacrosse or flag football?
Um, I feel like flag football can get gnarly because there's a lot of like rugby players that play, like
Yeah,
girls rugby players that are playing this year. But it's really like they're really cracking down on the rules where you can't like you can't have contact at all. And like you have to be very specific about what you do and what you don't. We're not allowed to spin when we have the ball, so you can't like spin out of someone pulling your flag. And so it's like there's a lot of rules to prevent it from getting crazy. I feel like lacrosse is probably more gnarly just because you have sticks, and even though you're not allowed to hit each other, like you still get bruises like all down your arms, and
Yeah.
yeah,
like it's still
totally.
you also don't have helmets or shin guards, so and we wear goggles. They look really
So
weird.
that's so different than racing because you're kind of just like in your own, you know?
So
Yeah,
different.
but
So
it
different.
teaches you totally different stuff that you can use like crossover, like in between them.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I
Yeah.
keep myself busy.
You do. You're very sports like
Centric.
yes, very sports centric.
How the
But
heck do
Yeah.
you manage all that, dude? Because
yeah.
I feel like that's so much time.
So I go to public school full time. I race kind of just for fun. Like it's a hobby that my dad and I do together. My sister used to race, but she's really focused on lacrosse. Like she's trying to go to college for it and she's really good at it. And so she spends a lot of her time with my mom at the fields, and then my dad and I will go to the track and or to the
Dude,
desert or something like
your
that.
sister just joined too. You should like, she should have joined like 5 seconds
She
ago when
does
you were talking how good about her. Oh, she is? Really?
so yeah, it's definitely busy, but I feel like we make it work somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's easy. It makes it easier having like a whole family or like a whole support system around you that kind of helps you get to these places and stuff.
100%, because I feel like like Bergen and I both do the same thing. So she also plays flag football.
Okay.
She's on JV this year because she's a sophomore, and so then we're on different teams for flag football, but we play the same. We play on different teams for club because it's by ages, and then for high school for lacrosse, she's really good at lacrosse. So she made varsity as a freshman last year.
Dang.
Has yet to come. It comes in spring, so we'll be playing together again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like we have a lot of the same interests. So like our family is a big support system to each other. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Dude, well, plus, like, well, I feel like Bergen has a little bit of an advantage because you can teach her some of the stuff that you learned too.
Yeah, I feel like I mean honestly, because I started a little later, in lacrosse than she did, and her team is probably better than my team if I'm being honest. Than my club, for sure. Um,
So
so
the
I
student has become the teacher.
yeah, I feel like she's really better at lacrosse than I am. Um, I used to play an offensive position in lacrosse, and I think this year I'm switching to goalie. So it should be a good change, and it'll be fun.
Yeah, for
Excited.
sure.
Beach
He
Girl
plays
at Heart asked what
defense,
position
so
you
we'll
play
be
in flag
together.
football too.
What?
What position do you play in flag football?
I play center.
Oh. Yeah, right in the middle, right in the
Yep.
mix.
Dude, just getting her hands dirty.
I know.
Yeah.
Kind of the same question that I asked George, because I know you do have experience in, well, yes, both short course and desert, but you kind of have a little bit of a history with short course, right?
Yeah. So obviously, my dad raced dirt bikes his whole life, and then he retired like right before I was born. Um, he went on shortly after that to race short course, and so I've grown up at the short course track. Like
Right.
that was like so fun for us kids. Like we all just messed around and had so much fun there. There's so many memories. So he raced short course, and while we were at the races for him, we would see like the junior carts,
Okay.
like the little trophy trucks, and
Yeah.
I would always see them, and I was like, I just want to do that.
Yeah.
I just want to do that. And that was when Haley was still racing, and like I was friends with all of them, and we would like hang out at the track and everything. And I was just like, I want to be just like them.
Yeah.
And even though I'm so much younger than her, that's probably why my dad did not start me any younger than he did, because I probably would not have been able to control myself.
Yeah.
So and then.
Dude, they had some of the coolest, what are they called, trophy carts or junior carts, like the brightest colors and stuff at the track.
Yeah.
I remember seeing them at Lucas. I'm like, damn, that car's sick.
We had, mine was like paint splatters, so it was like rainbow paint splatters from the front to the back, and then all the like the whole roll cage and the rims were like neon orange.
Dang.
So I brought neon orange into my desert car. So I haven't I raced the DP4 race in that car, but it's pretty new, so I haven't raced a big race in that, or like a longer race in that.
Right.
But my new desert car has the bright orange roll cage, just
Yeah.
like my short course car does.
Hey, you kind of forgot to tell everybody what happened at DP4, though. You may or may not have tipped it on the side, bro.
I did do that. I did do that. I can't remember which lap it was on. Maybe third. We came around a corner, and I knew the corner was there, but the ruts were so big. Like, they were getting bigger and bigger each time we came around. And I came around, and I just came in too hot.
Yeah.
We were like sitting there, like
bike straight to the side, and then there's no way we would have been able to get that back up. Luckily, it was so random. Like, the one spot, there was camera guys out there, like, that were filming for someone. I don't know who they were filming for. Maybe even DP4. I'm not sure. They luckily had a Razor. They had a 4-seater. And so we were stuck, and we get out, and I was like, there's no way. Like, we can't pick it up. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not getting this back up. And they luckily, like, came over, and they were like, oh my gosh, do you guys need help? Because we were right in the middle of, like, the track. Like, we were going to get hit. So I was trying to, like, move everyone, like, get all the cars that were coming to go around us so that we didn't get hit really hard. And then they hooked it up with some tie downs and everything, and they pulled us back up, and we kept going.
dude, because like Scott and I were in the pits and some of your other crew, and we were like sitting there, and we were like, dude, where the F did Rhowan go? Like, she just, because we saw everybody else pass by, and she wasn't there. And then they radioed in. They're like, yeah, we flipped over, but we're back going. And we're like, wait, what? And it only took like 5 minutes. I mean, I'm sure it felt for her like a million.
Like, it was a really short stop. Like, had those guys not been there, it would have taken much longer and would have been, I don't even know what we would have done. It was like 5 to 10 minutes, I want to say.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, we kept on going. I've never flipped a Razor like that before. So that was like my first time. And luckily, it was the side. Like, it wasn't like that. I flipped a short course car before, but that was my first time in one of those. And I was like, it was like the same thing.
Yeah, but did it feel like gut wrenching because you don't have the safety crew to just like flip you over because you're like out in the middle of the desert?
Well, my first thought was, because I flipped on my co-driver's side, and so he unbuckled, and then I unbuckled, and I fall straight to the ground, and I hit my shoulder really hard, like my collarbone hurt so bad, and so then I got out, and I was like, I don't know what we're gonna do. Like,
Did you smash Slade when you fell in the car?
No, I had him get out because I was like, I hit the fall. I did not brace myself for whatever reason. I just like took the fall.
Yeah.
She's does her seatbelts and just like flops over to the side.
I feel like I tried to stop myself, but like it really didn't work. I don't know. I don't know what happened.
It's like, crazy how like desert racing puts people in positions like that, you know? Like, you wouldn't think that people would have to do this, but we do.
Yeah, had those filmers or camera guys not been out there, like, I seriously don't know what would have happened.
Yeah.
Like,
no, that's crazy.
Thank goodness.
I know. Thank goodness. And then those guys came up at the finish line, and they were like, "Oh, glad you finished," and I was like, "Yeah, thanks for helping me. I would not have finished if you didn't help me."
Dude, for real. And she did good. Like she drove good all weekend.
Yeah.
I think I ended up third.
Yeah.
Or wait, maybe third.
Congratulations.
I'm so bad at remembering stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, I just remember that your laps were really consistent. Like before you biffed it, like we were like, "Damn, dude, she's like cruising pretty fast."
Yeah, I really like the track that we were doing there. It was a lot of fun because it's like, even though it's the same lap a couple times, it's like new every time because everything's like the conditions are changing so much with how many cars are on the track and going at the same time that each time you came around, it almost felt different.
Dude,
Yeah.
the ruts were so blown out those like last 3 or 4 laps. Oh my god.
So crazy. I was like,
Yeah.
I was surprised, honestly, that I hadn't tipped it over before that because I was coming in a little too hot to all of them, and I was putting it on the bike and like I was scaring myself, honestly, and I was like, we just got to keep going. Like, I can't stop. And then got the best.
Everybody comes too hot into a corner. It's happened to all of us.
It's called pushing the limits.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mine might have not been a flip, but it was definitely a tree. A couple trees, actually.
I saw that on your Instagram. Like, oh my god. Holy.
This happens to everybody, right?
I was thinking to myself, I was like, dude, that tree must have taken a beating.
That tree was gone.
Yeah.
What happened in your crash?
Lucky with how it happened.
Yeah.
What happened?
The corner came in too hot, and by the time, because we ran out of brakes, like my brakes were completely gone the first, I don't know, 100 miles maybe. So by the time we got to that corner, I saw it. I was coming in really hot. There was no way I was going to be able to back down, and I tried my best to steer clear, but it is what it is. It happens.
It's racing.
Yep, it's racing.
Yeah.
What else you got?
I got a lot, kind of.
Hit it.
I do want to talk about what you want to accomplish in the future. So you've already accomplished so much. Just, finishing races is a big accomplishment because not very many people can. But kind of talking about like what you want to pursue in your like desert racing career because you just started it. So like, what goals do you have?
Yeah. So I had a goal since freshman year, like before I started freshman year of high school. It was a big goal, and I'm not going to be able to complete it by the time I wanted to. Hopefully in the future I will. My goal was to race the Baja 1000 before I graduated high school.
Okay.
I graduate in May. So that might have to wait at least maybe a year.
Yeah.
I just need some more experience and everything. I've never raced down in Baja. I would love to do the San Felipe 250 in the next year and hopefully like go bigger and bigger from there. I am going to be attending college. So I'm going to university. I don't know where yet. That has yet to be a decision in my household. I've applied, but I have no decision yet.
Do you have a preference? Like, did you apply to a couple?
I kind of applied to a bunch just because I really have no idea where I want to go.
You're thinking like out of state or SoCal?
I'm applying to SDSU, but I think I'll end up out of state. I think I'll end up in like Arizona or Texas.
Okay.
U of A right here. I don't know if you applied to U of A.
Oh, really? Yeah, I applied to U of A and ASU.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. So I'll be attending a college. Hopefully I can like keep doing some races on and off while I'm there. Obviously I'm going to be a little further away, so it'll be a little more difficult.
Yeah.
But I want to keep racing for sure. But my family kind of just does it for fun, so we just got to figure out where it takes us. And yeah. I want to stay in the racing world though. So like I want to major in like sports management or sports marketing or something like that to keep like, because I love the community and I love everyone that's involved and everything to do with motorsports, even dirt bikes. And although I don't ride, I used to race, but I don't ride. I want to stay in it. I love it so much.
I feel like and Bella have a lot of the same personality traits like that because you guys both want to do that. Like you both love racing, obviously, but the like the marketing and the media and stuff, like you guys both really dig that. I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how we haven't like hung out or done anything.
I know.
We've snapped
We have
but,
to.
like, I feel like we've never really had a full conversation in person. But
Yeah,
it
I
seems,
know.
I feel like we have.
Yeah. We definitely need to. It's so nice being able to like find someone that like, you know, is also in the racing world and that you can relate to and actually have stuff in common with.
Yeah, it's hard here because so I live in Encinitas, California. I'm right by the beach. Everyone here surfs and skates.
Yeah.
I don't surf or skate. And so it's like I tell people like if they ask, I tell people I race cars cuz like they see my Instagram and everything.
Mhm.
And so but I feel like people don't really understand what that means.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
for my school just like most kids. There's a couple that like know racing and stuff like that, but most kids just don't know what that is or how it goes on or what even happens. So it's like I try explaining, but honestly, if you really have no idea, it's hard to explain to
Yeah,
someone.
it's
And
pointless.
so relating to people and like finding like I have a lot of friends here, don't get me wrong, but like I feel like I always get along so well with people in the racing community because they just like understand everyone. Like we just
Yeah.
understand each other so well.
Right. You guys
Yeah.
have the same passion for something.
You guys were just talking about that. I remember when I was going through high school, it's a million years ago. You guys weren't even born yet, but the yeah, it was hard because I was racing. I never got to your dad's level, but I was racing professional dirt bikes, and like all these kids were like, "Dude, what is that? Like, you always have a broken leg, or you always have a broken arm. Like, what's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "Well, they don't get it, so it's pointless in me
They don't
saying
get it.
anything."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
definitely agree.
yeah. It's hard to it's just hard because everyone here like the surfing community is huge here. Like we live in a great surf spot. We're probably like 20 minutes from the beach,
Okay.
but it's just like everyone's a surfer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Does it ever
and
make you feel like left out, or no?
I feel like I went through a weird phase in like middle school and beginning of high school that like I felt like a little left out just because I was gone for racing all the time. Like we're traveling all the time for whether it's my dad, myself, or someone like I don't know. I feel like we're always at the races or somewhere at the track. And so I feel like it was a little bit hard being gone every weekend when like everyone's hanging out and everything, but I feel like I've learned to manage it better and have like figured out the ins and outs to how to keep relationships and
Yeah.
Those are actually like what she just said is such a mature thing to say. Like, well, yeah, I mean, like your mom just said too. Like you can relate to that.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy because a lot of people and kids, whatever, they don't learn that until they go to work, and nobody's the same as them at their workplace.
Right.
But you guys are already getting that experience. So like, if you guys like, let's say you go when you go to college, we're gonna like, you're gonna be like, yeah, that's cool. I match with this person and not 90 people over there.
yeah.
Like I'm fine.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
I
definitely
think
a good life lesson to learn like younger.
yes.
Like,
Yeah, I think racing definitely teaches you like a bunch of skills that you're not going to get until you do like actually experience life.
Actually, that's a good question. Do you have one kind of thing or trait that you can like feel proud of and that you teach other people that you've learned from the growing up the way that you have?
I feel like it's just like be kind to everyone.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna be mean, like it's not worth it. It's
Yeah.
not worth it.
Yeah.
And you're never gonna get something out of it. And so just like I feel like if you're kind then you have more relationships and everyone although you may not hang out with the person every day, like I see kids at school that I've been close with since preschool. Like a lot of people that I know that I've gone to all of elementary school, all of middle school and everything. And I feel like as soon as you start to like create like break bridges, I guess, with people, it just like makes your life so much harder.
Yeah, and like I don't know if you guys ever heard this, but like it's hard when you tell one lie because that one lie turns into like a million. Like,
Yeah.
and you just
Yeah.
can't keep it going. Like it just like what does it say? Like packs or adds on every time.
Layers.
Yeah, layers.
Yeah, I feel like it's just be nice to everyone.
Yeah. I definitely agree with like the whole like being left out, but also like sacrificing something for like a goal, you know, because yes, I do have friends, but sometimes I do have to be like, sorry, I can't go. Sorry, I can't come over.
Yeah,
Sorry, I have to race. I have to work on a car. I have to post
yeah,
something. You know, and it sucks at first, but it's going to be so much more worth it in the long run when you realize, dang, I'm to my goal because I did sacrifice things because I care about it that much, you
And the
know?
good friends will be there to watch you on the
Yes,
podium.
yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Like I feel like the good friends that are really there for you stick with you,
right.
and
And
the
if
ones
they're not at the
that
end, then obviously they weren't your friend.
yeah, they're not your friends. So I've definitely learned like I don't want to say like who my real friends are because it's not like that. That's like mean. But like I feel like I've learned like who would stick with me in certain situations and who would
Yeah.
be there for me and everything. And so I feel like yeah, I don't know.
No, I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, that you guys
Definitely
can.
we're saying with George that like you miss out on things because you have to go work on a car. You have a goal to reach. You
Right.
these other kids that are going to parties and acting like doing crazy things are just like they honestly have no idea what they're gonna
Right.
do, and they're like they don't know.
Yeah.
And I love like knowing what I wanted.
Right.
I've known that I wanted to be in this industry for since I was in like middle school. I was like, this is what I want to do.
Right.
And so I feel like a lot of kids, including like my friends, because a bunch of people are applying to college right now, I feel like they don't know what major or like what they want to go into or what job they want to have. And I feel like I'm so set on what I want to do.
Yeah.
I've like experienced so much with racing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that actually makes me feel good in my heart that you guys are both that strong. Like that feels really cool to know that off road has given you guys that, and
Yeah.
in the family, your families and stuff, right? What else you got, Belle?
I got highlight of your racing career so far.
I feel like
Well, for me, it's her. It's the design of her freaking trophy cart,
I
dude.
know.
I feel like my first one would be my first podium in short course. It was at Miller Motorsports Park. I don't think it's really a thing anymore. It was in Utah, and it was just like such a big accomplishment. And I just felt like I'd put everything together. Like I had all the puzzle pieces, but I just like I put it all together and figured it out finally. And so I was like I feel like that was a big milestone, but then I also feel like I got I kind of got thrown into the Mint 400 as my first race ever in the desert. I did no pre-running because I can't miss school.
Yeah.
I although my dad was my co-driver and like he knows more about the desert, even though he's kind of just starting out in desert too. I feel like the Mint 400 was a big deal because it was such a long race, and I know that like when I was in the car, my dad was like, "You want to switch? Like, are you sure you want to drive the whole thing?" And I was like, "No, I'm driving the whole thing."
Yeah.
And so I feel like that was a big accomplishment, even to just finish it, because I know there's so many people that just have struggled with finishing races with certain cars and other issues that finishing the Mint 400 was like a big deal.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know if you have checked it out, Bella, but I remember like I think I was the first person to
I
you
think
guys when you guys crossed the finish line, and I was like, holy shit, they're smoked. Like they were toast because Jeremy was like, dude, I didn't think we had to go that many laps. Like Rowan just kept going, and he was like, we're so and it was like the roughest course ever. And then I was like,
Yeah.
dude, let me go get you guys a Gatorade. Just like, holy crap.
That's
I was
crazy.
And then
so hungry. All I wanted was food.
Yeah.
Because the Mint took us, I think, to be exact, I don't really know the exact number. I think it was like 8 hours and 40 minutes. And my dad was
Insane.
like, "Are you sure you want to drive the whole thing?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm driving the whole thing. Like I got it."
Yeah.
So
but
I
you could
wanted
like
to finish it.
you could like see we did a video. I think it's on our social media
So
channel. But like you could see like Rowan took off her helmet and she was like, ugh, like
Dead.
so
got out
dead.
of the
Yeah.
car, and my legs were like I couldn't even feel them.
Yeah.
Like I'm so excited to race long races like that again because that feeling was like, even though it was so like exhausting and I was just like starving and I was like, thank God, like we finished.
Yeah.
I was just like, I love every bit of it.
Yeah. It's definitely rough on your body physically and mentally, but
100.
like getting out and like passing the finish line and being like, dang, I just did 400 miles, or I just did,
Yeah.
like that's worth all of the pain and all of the, yeah.
100%. It's worth every bit of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now Rowan's gonna tape like 50 granola bars to the roof. So
Oh,
you just
that's what I do. I zip tie them to my frame.
All of ours, because my helmet hits my cheeks and it like hurts my cheeks. I applesauce and like you said with Sara, like Uncrustables.
Oh, could
Yeah.
you do those goo packets or whatever they are, like the gels?
I've never tried those.
Yeah.
But I also mom, like I would pull into the pit and my mom was, because I don't drink, like I don't like soda. I don't like carbonation. So I had like Sara said, she drinks like a Coke or whatever. I never I didn't even think about doing that. I was just
Yeah.
drinking water.
Yeah.
And so my mom was handing me candy. She was handing me Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah.
Dude.
I was like, anything. Like I just want any food.
You have like the most like out of pocket snacks in a
One-
race day. It's crazy.
100%.
You go from barely eating to eating the biggest dinner after, and then
Yeah.
Yeah, like nobody's eating like grapes at the
No.
off-road track.
yeah, no one.
No,
We eat the most horrible processed foods we could find.
so bad.
Uncrustables
Crazy.
honestly have.
And my dad was like, don't drink too much. Like, be careful. Because, like, at that point, you
Yeah.
have to cut off drinking before you race.
Right.
So that you don't have to get out and go to the bathroom or go to the bathroom in your seat or whatever. And so he was like, don't drink too much. Like, I want you to be hydrated. But if you drink too much, like, you're going to have to pee every 5 seconds. And I was like,
Right.
I won't drink any more. And I just remember eating powdered donuts as my breakfast.
Yep.
I was
Literally.
like, this is the way to go.
Powdered donuts,
Donuts on the
Uncrustables.
back.
Crazy. So out
Yeah.
of pocket meals. It's
bad.
insane.
And
They need to start-
Uncrustables is like one of the worst possible things you could ever eat in the
Oh,
plant.
literally.
But they feel so good.
Good.
Yeah, you see?
I feel like people should make like a racer meal. You know what I mean?
100.
Oh, like how they do the
like a-
military?
Yes.
You have
like
like a company that's like a meal prep
Yes.
at the track.
like a meal prep for the track, and you take
Oh,
it in the
we're
car and you eat
that.
it.
We're
We should come up
that's
with this.
our idea. Don't
Yep.
steal our idea.
Hey, so her brother's a good cook.
Yes. He can do it for us. We can market it.
There
It's
we
perfect.
go. There Don't
And you got your boss lady, her marketing
I
genius.
know. We got this.
we got it all figured out.
Well, do you got any questions for her?
No, I'm just having fun where the conversation is going.
I know, me too.
The like some of the stuff that I think about too, like when you talk about the goals and stuff, we've been talking a lot about, you know how like Instagram versus reality. What are some of the like hardships that you've experienced like throughout your racing career, like that is actual reality, not like something that you had to overcome, I guess would be a better way to put it.
I feel like, I mean, we just race. I mean, I've said this a couple times, but we race for fun. So I don't race very often. So I have reality of not at the track going on all the time, and I'm sure everyone else does. I feel like it's just been hard trying to be able to get to the races.
Yeah.
Because our family has so much going on. My dad's always traveling for like whatever he's doing. My mom and sister are always gone, and I just feel like it's hard just being able to get to the races and like make sure like we have the schedules all put together and like everything. Like I know you were talking about a vision board. We don't really have a vision board. We probably should. We all just like talk about what our schedule is like, and so I feel like it's just getting everyone's schedule together
Yeah.
and figuring out how to get there.
It's kind of crazy when you have such a busy life. Like time management becomes so important.
Yeah.
Like I hate to say it, but like my iPhone runs my life. Like I can't like
Yeah.
there was times in this last month where I was like triple, quadruple booked because I didn't realize that I had all that stuff going on. I was like, oh crap, man. Like
Yeah.
and so I can only imagine if you have all of the people that have the same kind of schedule, it's got to be very difficult. But what's cool though too is you learn how to work in a team environment. Like that's rad.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely racing has taught me a lot between like the big short course team that my dad used to have with like I feel like there was like 20 mechanics for his truck, and then Brock Hager was also on our team for a truck, and then he raced a Yamaha, and then my sister and I both had trophy trucks, and so there was like a lot going on.
Yeah.
So I feel like also regulating like your stress levels and everything around you in order
Right.
to be as like be prepared as best as you can.
Actually, since you were so young when you kind of saw all that stuff, were you just like, man, my parents are putting in so much effort and they're managing it? Like, you learn a lot from that?
Yeah, so I was 9 when I got my first junior car. I got a Junior 2 for my 9th birthday.
Oh, wait, I just noticed what shirt she has on. What shirt is that?
Maxed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Max's crew.
Yep. So I was 9 when I got my truck. I don't think I raced a race probably until at least 9.5, maybe 10. I feel like I learned a lot from short course. Short course is not easy.
Yeah.
It's not at all. Everyone's like, "Oh, you have like 10 laps, like you just have to finish it." With that kids that young on the track, it's a mess.
Dude, it's like MMA with 4 wheels, though.
What'd you say?
It's like MMA with 4 wheels. Like, it's an all-out battle.
I had one specific crash that I fully remember. The one and only time I flipped a short course car. We were going into the first turn at Glen Helen of the first lap, and I think I don't remember if it was the first or second day of racing, and I had gotten pretty good qualifying. I feel like I was like probably 5th or 7th, and we go to the first turn, and I get taken out. I flipped 3 barrel rolls, one on the ground, one in the air, and then one back on the ground to my wheels, luckily.
Yeah.
And
You didn't go like in that ditch?
No, I was like right on the inside.
Dang.
Like my front wheels, like the inside like barrier, my front wheels were inside the track, and then my back wheels were still on the track.
Holy
So I was
crap.
for the like dirt pile that like shows where the track is. And I just like I wasn't hurt at all. Like I was like my mom was freaking out.
Yeah. It's always the moms that freak out.
Are you okay? And I was like, my radio unplugged when I slipped. And so I was like trying to find my radio thing as they're trying to get me back on the track. I plugged it back in and I was like, I'm fine. Like, I promise you I'm fine. And then I kept going, and I feel like I finished the race 9th of 25, I think. But it was just like, I feel like racing teaches you how to keep going. Like,
Yeah.
in a situation. Like, most kids, I feel like they get hurt in a sports game or something, and despite how bad the like incident is or whatever, like a lot of kids take a little break or don't go back in that game or wait till a couple more days to play again. I feel like if you crash in racing, like you're just put back out there and you got to finish.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's almost like the best way to be, because it just teaches you like you just got to keep going no matter what.
Yeah.
Like the never give up mentality.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, see, those are the things that I think really actually like make a person, right? Like,
Yeah.
your dad knows this, and a lot of motocross guys say this is you don't win championships on your best days, you win them on your worst days.
Yeah.
And because that's a life lesson in itself, right? Like, it makes you the person that you are.
100%. And I feel like my dad's always been there with like the advice, because obviously he went through it in a different sport, not that different, but a little bit different, and he was on such a strict schedule and like everything and crashing, and I feel like moto guys get hurt all the time, and luckily he got pretty good at not hurting himself. But I feel like he always had advice as to like what to do in certain situations, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Helped a lot.
Yeah. That's where like the whole, racing with your family comes in, is you take from them, you learn from them, and being willing to learn from them. Like I race with my brother, and yeah, it can get a little messy and we argue, but I'm grateful for it at the end of the day because he helps me 100%.
Yeah, I'm sure. I can't imagine being in the car with my sister. Obviously, like it would be so much fun, but it would be a lot at the same time.
Yeah.
And we did race each other in short course. So she was in the same class as I was. And it was definitely a battle once you got off the track. Like, oh, I did better than you. Oh, I did better.
Right.
No, you didn't. And so it was definitely a family. And if we couldn't make it, like, we always were watching other people that made it to the track and everything else. And I feel like it was always so fun, like, seeing everyone there, because everyone, like, hopes you come, and they're like, oh, like, I
Right.
wish you were here, or I'm so glad, like, to be racing you. No one really, I mean, I feel like there's some people, but no one really has bad blood. I feel like everyone's just friends and wants the best for each other. So
Right.
it's always,
In most sports, there's like, you know, you always have some teams where they don't get along, or, you know, or just people that wish for your downfall, basically.
yeah.
But I feel like racing's, I mean, it has its spiffs, but it's definitely a more clean sport than most because, you know, everyone's just kind of there for each other.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like definitely learning in, like, team sports, playing lacrosse and everything, that, like, my high school has a rival school. I feel like every high school has that.
Yeah.
And you, like, we just had our rival boys football game.
Mhm.
And so I feel like after that, everyone's, like, pissed at each other, and there's
Yeah.
gonna be this and there's that. But I feel like in racing, like, if something happens, like, if you really need to, like, talk about it with each other, but that's racing. Like, that's how
Yeah.
it goes. And I feel like everyone kind of understands that now. So it's like, it makes it fun with everyone because everyone's friends.
Right. We're more humbled than most.
Well, I think it has a lot to do with the level of I don't know, danger in it, because like
Yeah.
you already know that there's like all kinds of danger in it, so you respect the same level that other people have too.
Yeah, because they're willing to get in the car and
Give it their all too. Yeah.
right.
And I feel like
Yeah.
it takes so much to prepare for these races where, like, everyone has respect for each
Yeah.
other, and, like,
Yeah.
they want each other to do well because everyone puts in so much time and money and work and everything into this
Right.
that it's like you get to the race and you don't want anyone, like, not finishing. Like,
Right. You don't wish on
Yeah.
a person to break apart or
yeah.
Hey, so there's one thing that I wish. I will hope that Rowan will ask you next time when she figures out what college she's going. Send a message to Bella and be like, "Hey, can I come on the Dirt Life show and talk about what I'm going to do next?"
Yes.
Okay. I definitely will. I'll probably, I feel like decision day is, like, somewhere in, like, March maybe.
Soon.
Dude.
It's coming up.
It's really
Yeah, are you?
scary.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, are you nervous right now?
I'm terrified.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot. Like,
It's
that's
like
the rest of your life.
yeah, the next thing is life.
Yeah, and it's not that, like, the major and, like, everything that I want to do in work, it doesn't matter what college I go to. Like, whatever one, I'm going to get a good experience in business management, marketing, sports marketing, everything like that. So I feel like it's not much about the education part of it. It's more about just, I'm picking where I am living for the next 4 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it gets stressful, and, like, I feel like I overthink it for sure. And, like, you pick roommates, you are going somewhere where you probably don't know
Yeah.
anyone. Like, it puts you in a very, like, vulnerable and, like, scary situation. And I know I'll
100%.
find eventually, and, like, I know I'm gonna be really, really homesick.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the anticipation though that's getting to you, because I feel like once you like know your path, you're gonna be like, all right, let's go.
Yeah,
go.
I feel like once I pick where I'm going and, like, have everything figured out and, like, a roommate and everything, I feel like it'll get more exciting. But right now, I'm just, like, it's really scary. I just took my ACT last Saturday. Those tests
Not it.
not
Yeah, no.
No. They're not.
I'm not an under pressure kind of person. I mean, I guess I am,
No.
but when it comes to like tests and stuff,
I feel like in, like, a racing or sports aspect, like, put me under pressure, and I'm
Yes.
probably better than I would be if I wasn't under pressure. But in, like, say the ACT, like, it's hard doing so many questions in a certain amount of time, and it, like, you see the timer at the front of the room that you're taking it in, and you're just like, oh no, like,
yeah.
oh gosh, like, no.
Oh gosh.
So one of Bella's previous guests, Haley Hine, just
Yes.
commented in, and she's a little bit ahead of what you are right now, Rowan, and she said agreed that it gets better as you just dive in. But I feel like that's like all of you, Haley included, like you're racers. Like you
Yeah.
just want to get out there on track and just like go, go,
Yeah.
go.
Right.
And I'm sure, like, I feel like there's enough of racing in the world that, like, I'll find someone at my college, wherever I end up, that knows something about racing. And so then I can, like, relate with someone on some level, on certain levels. But I feel like I'm also a normal kid at the same time. Like, I play ball sports just like everyone else.
Yeah.
I go to public school just like everyone
Yeah.
else. And so I've grown up with, like, a pretty normal childhood, not including, like, going to the track all the time with my family.
Right.
But if
You have
don't,
a
like,
mix
if you
for
take
sure.
that out of it, like, I have a very normal childhood.
Yeah.
My parents said I had to finish school. I was not going homeschooled. I begged and begged and begged. I wanted to go homeschooled so bad because I was like, I just want to be at the track. I just want to, like, hang out with all my friends from the track and everything. I begged to do that, but I feel like going through public school has, like, while being a racer, has taught me so many lessons and so many things that I could use in my future.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that. That's like so cool to see.
Yeah. I think it's definitely, you got a bright future ahead of you for
But
sure.
that bright future is what I want to know about. So
I know.
yeah, you guys definitely got to keep in touch. You guys will probably go to Starbucks like before you guys
Probably.
move, but like definitely let us know because I would really like to see where you're going to go to college and kind
Yeah.
of get a lay of the land. Because
I'm sure it'll be posted on my Instagram or something. I'll figure out.
Yeah.
It'll take a minute, but I'll find my decision.
Yeah. 100%. Wherever you go is wherever you were meant to be. So
Yeah, I agree on that.
yeah.
Yep.
Well,
what else you got?
I think that was it. I wanted to know, what is your upcoming race? Like, what do you got next that's going on?
So winter months are pretty busy for us, but
Okay.
I'm gonna end up hopefully racing the Mint again, and then I
With
think
snacks.
I'm trying to race KOH.
Okay.
And
yeah.
I'm excited for that because that's a new one, and I've seen, like, I've been out there while my dad races, and the desert out there is so fun. I don't know which race at KOH I would do. I have to still figure out the details and everything. I think my dad's gonna race the big race, like the rock one. I don't know
Yeah.
what it's like, the main
Right.
one. But I don't know which one I'm racing yet. But I'm really excited for that
Yeah.
because I get to be in a new
Right.
place, and
Right.
yeah.
Dude, it's so gnarly.
Yeah. No, that's definitely
I'll definitely
my highlight of the year.
second semester of senior year.
Yeah.
It's okay if school, right?
You got it all planned out already?
Yeah. Well, that's all the questions I got.
Yeah, I think you're doing a great job at your whole life, Rowan, so keep it up.
Thank you.
Definitely.
I appreciate.
To wrap it up, is there anyone that you would like to thank for, your sponsors, anyone that just supports you in general?
Yeah, I would like to thank my mom and my dad and my sister, of course. Like, they're always there to support me. My dad's, like, buddies that help us out at the track, Scott Bell, Carl, everyone else. Maxis, Kawasaki for the cars, Baja Designs, Arma Sport, Blue Media, Engine Ice, Rugged Radios, and yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, she's got a lot of cool people.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Good luck,
Thank
Rowan,
you.
with
Yeah.
all the stuff
Thank
that you're
you so
doing.
much.
You guys too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
It was so cool. This was a really good show, Bella.
I know. I'm glad. I'm very glad that it
And
turned
one
out.
of the things that I liked the most about this was that I guess it kind of all had, I don't know what you want to call it, one main theme. And
Yeah.
that was people that are focused, that are goal-oriented.
Yeah.
And all of them are thriving because of a lot of the stuff that they've learned in racing and in off-road racing specifically. Like, they've all done a lot of different little things, right?
Yeah.
But they're all kind of, I don't know, on the same path as the way that you and I think. Like,
Right.
they're just focus on being better human beings and then being better at the things that they want to be at.
Right. They all have like a good mindset and, you know, willing to learn and willing to grow. And I think that's really important.
Yeah, they're not closed-minded. That's a good
Right.
point to bring up.
Right.
All right, so let's thank the sponsors again, and then
Yeah.
we'll get the heck out of here.
Well, Motul, obviously, KMC for their amazing products, and Evo Power Sports for giving us power.
Yeah, Evolution Power Sports has a lot of power too.
Yes.
They've been doing some cool stuff too.
Yeah.
So they do have tunes for your what do they call it? The Maverick R. They got some for your Pro R. They got exhaust, all kinds of different stuff. So thanks to Todd and all the guys over there.
Yeah.
Really appreciate the support from, like Rhowan said, Max's Tires. Those guys are going to be doing some cool stuff with us for next year, and they always sponsor all the Dirt Life Cribs episodes. So thank you to Max's guys for doing that. Shock Therapy. Those guys were at the dunes this weekend. Man, they were knocking out so many different cars and having a good time out there too. So thank you to all the guys at Shock Therapy. JL Audio, just cranking the tunes, Zolander Racing Products, and Vision Canopies. We really appreciate everybody. But Bella, most importantly, we appreciate everybody that watches your show.
Yes. Thank you to everybody that came on here and shared it and commented in. We really appreciate you guys. We do this for you guys to see. So.
And we're trying to do the shows with Bella's Corner the first Wednesday of every month, but it might be the second Wednesdays, depending on how crazy the schedules get.
Yeah.
So keep paying attention.
Yes.
Bella has lots of good guests coming up.
Yeah. So episode 4 of Bella's Corner coming soon.
Yep, coming soon. All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye.